A speech echoing across the decades, words by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. you have never heard.
Skin may differ, but affection dwells in black and white the same.
The historic moment from nearly a half-century ago mesmerizes George Martin.
I can hear it for the 25th time, and a chill goes down my spine.
The man from Chesterfield recently became the proud owner of this one-of-a-kind recording.
I am very biased, okay? I feel it's the greatest find in 50 years in America.
And transform it from a dungeon of shame to a haven of freedom and human dignity.
George did not acquire the tape at auction, nor did he uncover the treasure at a yard sale.
The mind is the standard of the man.
This rare piece of the past was a gift. In 1967, the man who once had a dream also held on to a wish.
He had my full attention.
Dr. King canvassed Cleveland, urging voters to help Carl Stokes become the city's first African-American elected mayor.
We have learned that we don't have to use violence to do this job.
I watched this man. I touched this man. I talked to this man.
John Allen, who worked for WJMO in Cleveland, followed Dr. King's every move.
And that impression will stay with me forever.
During one stop at Greater Abyssinia Baptist Church, Mr. Allen found himself standing next to his hero. John pushed record on his Norelco tape machine.
You develop the quiet courage of accepting blows without retaliating.
Mr. Allen would capture 23 minutes of Dr. King, directing people to stand up to social injustice.
Looking at these pictures, you got pretty close.
Oh, yeah. I was very close.
Mr. Allen would stash the tape in a paper bag, Dr. King's bellowing voice silenced on a shelf.
It sat wrapped up for years and years and years.
Decades after recording Dr. King's voice, the 84-year-old would dust off the reel.
I could have put it on the market, tried to sell it, but I didn't.
John would present the tape to his new friend, George Martin, free of charge.
That makes me very happy.
Why would John simply give his precious recording away, no strings attached?
This is the puh, so it would be...
John says you can find the answer here.
Willie May loved baseball.
Every week, John's grandson, Andre, joins George for one-on-one tutoring.
Andre's a wonderful child.
When Andre began sessions with George and his wife Eileen at the Chesterfield Learning Center 2 years ago, he did not know his ABCs.
Every month.
Good.
Andre was willing to learn.
He tries very hard.
Through George's guidance, patience, and lesson plans, the 27-year-old started flourishing.
I love it. I mean, I feel like home here.
Pat someone on the head, for instance.
Andre is now reading at a second grade level.
That's as much as I would say someone getting a bachelor's and getting a doctorate.
Hall of Fame.
John Allen says his grandson's progress on the inside and out is nothing short of remarkable.
From day one, like right here, I was down here, and now I'm up here.
Thanking the man responsible was
Yes,
rather elementary.
I gave it up.
Some opportunity to stand up for truth.
That's something.
John calls the tape a small token of his appreciation.
I treasure it. It's as though it's, the Hope Diamond to me.
If a man has not discovered something that he will die for, he isn't fit to live.
But to John, the man who has given so much, deserves these words from a king
There are some things so precious.
in exchange for these words from a prince.
Became a big star.
Good.
That sound just as sweet.
How happy, I'm thrilled. I cannot tell you.
Some things so dear.
George, he's cool. He's my new best friend.
Some things so eternally valuable and worthful that they are worth dying for.
Dr. George Martin wants to help as many children in Chesterfield as he can. If Dr. Martin considers selling the nearly 50-year-old recording of Martin Luther King Jr., which potentially could fetch tens of thousands of dollars, Dr. Martin says the money would be used to pay more tutors and purchase vans to transport students to receive life-changing lessons like Andre. And speaking of Andre, he's working on getting his driver's license in hopes of one day taking over his grandfather's business. I'm Greg McQuade, CBS 6 News.